Welcome to EPG Pathshala. I am on Module 3, Developments and Significance of Communication Skills. It is really important to be efficient in communication skills. Communication skills can connect with people. If you are effective in your communication, that will increase your relationship with family, with friends, and with the people with whom you come into contact. So it's really essential to have effective communication skills. In order to develop your communication skills, you need to have good speaking skills, you need to have good listening skills, you need to have good reading skills. All these things comprise together will make you an effective effective communicator. Today, in this module, we are going to talk about how communication can be developed and what are the significance of this communication skills. Developing communication skills. Listening. Listening is one of the most important aspects of effective communication. Successful listening means not just understanding the words or the information being communicated, but also understanding how the speaker feels about what they are communicating. Effective listening can make the speaker feel heard and understood. Effective listening can create an environment where everyone feels safe. Effective listening can save time. Effective listening can relieve negative emotions. Tips for effective listening. If your goal is to fully understand and connect with the other person, listening effectively will often come naturally. If it doesn't, you can remember the following tips. The more you practice, the more satisfying and rewarding your interactions with others will become. Focus fully on the speaker, his or her body language, and other non-verbal cues. If you are daydreaming, checking text messages, or doodling, you are almost certain to miss non-verbal cues in the conversation. If you find it hard to concentrate on some speakers, try repeating their words over in your head. Reinforce the message and help you stay focused. Avoid interrupting or trying to redirect the conversation to your concerns by saying something like, "If you think that's bad, let me tell you what happened to me." Listening is not the same as waiting for your turn to talk. You can't concentrate on what someone is saying if you are forming what you are going to say next. Often the speaker can read your facial expressions and know that your mind is elsewhere. Avoid seeming judgmental. In order to communicate effectively with someone, you don't have to like them or agree with their ideas. However, you do need to set aside your judgment and withhold blame and criticism in order to fully understand a person. The most difficult communication, when successfully executed, can lead to the most unlikely and profound conversation with someone. Show your interest in what is being said. Nod occasionally, smile at the person, and make sure your posture is open and inviting. Encourage the speaker to continue with small verbal comments like yes or ah. Developing communication skills. Non-verbal communication. When we communicate things that we care about, we do so mainly non-verbal signals. Wordless communication or body language includes facial expression, body movements and gestures, eye contact, posture, the tone of your voice, and even your muscle tension and breathing. The way you look, listen, move, and react to another person tells them more about how you are feeling than words alone ever can. Developing the ability to understand and use nonverbal communication can help you connect with others. You can enhance effective communication by using open body language, arms uncrossed, standing with an open stance, or sitting on the edge of your seat and maintaining eye contact with the person you are talking to. You can also use body language to emphasize and enhance your verbal message. Patting a friend on the back while complimenting him on his success, for example, or pounding your fists to underline your message. Tips for improving how you read nonverbal communication. Practice observing people in public places, such as shopping mall, bus, train, cafe, restaurant, or even on a television talk show with the sound muted. Observing how others use body language can teach you how to better receive and use nonverbal signals when conversing with others. Notice how people act and react to each other. Be aware of individual differences. People from different countries and cultures tend to use different nonverbal communication gestures, so it's important to take age, culture, religion, gender, and emotional state into account when reading body language signals. An American teen, a grieving widow, and an Asian businessman, for example, are likely to use nonverbal signals differently. Look at nonverbal communication signals as a group. Don't read too much into a single gesture or nonverbal cue. Consider all of the nonverbal signals you receive, from eye contact to tone of voice to body language. Anyone can slip up occasionally and let eye contact slip, for example, or briefly cross their arms without meaning to. Consider the signals as a whole to get a better read on a person. Use nonverbal signals that match up with your words. Nonverbal communication should reinforce what is being said. If you say one thing but your body language says something else, your listener will likely to feel you are being dishonest. For example, you can't say yes when shaking your head no. Adjust your nonverbal signals according to the context. The tone of your voice, for example, should be different when you are addressing a child than when you are addressing a group of adults. Similarly, take into account the emotional state and cultural background of the person you are interacting with. Use body language to convey positive feelings, even when you are not actually experiencing them. If you are nervous about a situation, a job interview, important presentation, or first date, for example, you can use positive body language to signal confidence, even though you are not feeling that positive thing. Instead of tentatively entering a room with your head down, eyes averted, and sliding into a chair, try standing tall with your shoulders back, smiling and maintaining eye contact, and delivering a firm handshake. It will make you feel more self-confident and help to put the other person at ease. Developing communication skills. Managing stress. In small doses, stress can help you perform under pressure. However, when stress becomes constant and overwhelming, it can hamper effective communication. How many times have you felt stressed during a disagreement with your spouse, kids, boss, friends, or co-workers, and then said or done something you later regretted? If you can quickly relieve stress and return to a calm state, you will not only avoid such regrets, but in many cases, you will also help to calm the other person as well. It's only when you are in calm, relaxed state that you will be able to know whether the situation requires a response or whether the person's signals indicate it would be better to remain silent. Stress relief for effective communication. When stress strikes, you can always temper it by taking time out to meditate or go for a run, especially if you are in the middle of a meeting with your boss or an argument with your spouse. By learning to quickly reduce stress in a moment, though you can safely face any strong emotions, you are experiencing, regulate your feelings, and behave appropriately. When you know how to maintain a relaxed, energized state of awareness, even when something upsetting happens, you can remain emotionally available and engaged. To deal with stress during communication, recognize when you are becoming stressed. Your body will let you know if you are stressed as you communicate. Are your muscles or your stomach tight or sore? Are your hands clenched? Is your breath shallow? Are you forgetting to breathe? Take a moment to calm down before deciding to continue a conversation or postpone it. Bring your senses to the rescue by taking a few deep breaths, clenching and relaxing muscles, or recalling a soothing sensory rich image. For example, the best way to rapidly and reliably relieve stress is through the senses: sight, sound, touch, taste, and smell. But each person responds differently to sensory input, so you need to find things that are soothing to you. Look for humor in the situation. That's another way of relieving your stress. Be willing to compromise. Sometimes, if you can both bend a little, you will be able to find a happy middle ground that reduces the stress levels for everyone concerned. Agree to disagree if necessary and take time away from a situation so everyone can calm down. Developing communication skills, emotional awareness. Learn to recognize, accept your emotions. Emotions play an important role in the way we communicate at home and work. It's the way you feel more than the way you think that motivates you to communicate or to make decisions. The way you react to emotionally driven non-verbal cues affects both how you understand other people and how they understand you. If you are out of touch with your feelings and don't understand how you feel or why you feel that way, you will have a hard time communicating your feelings and needs to others. How emotional awareness can improve effective communication. Emotional awareness, the consciousness of your moment to moment emotional experience and the ability to manage all of your feelings appropriately, is the basis for effective communication. Emotional awareness helps you understand and empathize with what is really troubling other people. Understand yourself, including what is really troubling you and what you really want. Stay motivated to understand and empathize with the person you are interacting with, even if you don't like them or their message. Communicate clearly and effectively, even when delivering negative messages. Build strong, trusting, and rewarding relationships. Think creatively, solve problems, and resolve conflicts. Significance of communication skills. Communication is an important facet of life. Communication skills are essential in all spheres of life, be it an interview or dealing with the project leader or working out a solution with a team or working a report. Getting across the point effectively is what matters. The success of an endeavor hinges on the ability to communicate. Everyone is asked to do more with less. In such a scenario, effective communication holds the key. Effective communication centers around the usage of words, speed of delivery of words, pitch modulation, and body language. Using the right tools to communicate the right messages at the right time can salvage a crisis and motivate people to work towards success. Truly said, communication works but for those who work at it. People in organizations usually spend 75% of their daily time on communication through writing, reading, listening, speaking, interdebate, etc. Effective communication is an essential component for organizational success, whether it is the interpersonal, intra-group organization or external levels. A recent newspaper report said that out of every 100 interviews, only 5 qualified for the employability. It is not they were technically not sound, but they lacked in communication skills. Communication skills are as important as technical qualifications for youngsters aiming at a bright career. Communications hold the key. Poor communication skills Low confidence levels and improper body language have resulted out in the job race. The person recruited will have to deal with the global clients directly. The command over the language and accent neutralization also plays a vital role in the recruitment process. How to develop communication skills? To be successful, a person requires an integrated set of communication skills. These skills comprises of writing skills, speech skills, listening skills, non-verbal skills. One should have communication skills while reading, writing, listening, speaking, conversation with various groups of people, government officials, bankers, family members, etc. Writing skills. Writing, in other words, is above all communication for conveying ideas and feelings from one mind to another mind. The hallmarks of good writing are the hallmarks of good communication. Reading skills. Reading is skill by itself, which requires aspirants to make simple changes in their approach to master the talent. For a better grip over communication and language skills, a student should give sufficient time to reading every day. This should be done on a daily basis so that the memory gets refreshed with the knowledge. This is why reading occupies a prime place in the skills set of a person. The youth are advised to bear the following tips while reading. Read inspirational and motivational books. Subscribe a newspaper. Read the life history of great leaders. Underline the important points. Habituate concentration. Improve vocabulary. By reading book, one can improve his way of expression. Books are temples of knowledge. Books motivate the young mind. Books play a vital role in the mental development of youth. The great ideas will definitely help readers in later life. So read, mark, learn, and inwardly digest what is there in the books. Speaking skills. The importance of art of the speaking is now more felt than ever before. Whether one is an executive or an engineer or a doctor or a lawyer, software professional, a public relations practitioner, a journalist, an accountant or a politician, he cannot be successful without knowing how to speak. A good speaker is a good listener too. Knowledge, confidence and delivery are the basic elements of an effective speech, and that requires training. One has to develop self-confidence and try to remove fear of psychosis slowly. The following points to be kept in mind before you speak. Think before you speak. Know your message. Know something about the audience. Get the points quickly. Then it is easier for the listener to remember what you said. Plan and prepare in advance what you want to say. Use easy language and use simple words. Give importance to the subject and voice should be sweet. Modulate your tones as per the topic. Illustrate with examples. Stick to the time schedule. Have the facts and respond well to questions. Listening skills. Listening skills are one of the important parts of communication process. Here are some of the characteristics of a good listener. You must have patience, openness and desire to understand, concentration, intelligence and maintain eye contact, summarize to clarify, have empathy, take time to listen, look attentive, don't interrupt, show interest in what you read. Then listening and expression is given paramount importance in teamwork and building better interpersonal relations at the workplace. Factors that hamper listening: detest the speaker, lack of interest in the subject, external distractions, presumptions, inappropriate inferences, ineffective communication skills, self-induced distraction. Now, how to improve listening? One should improve listening by concentration, patience and interest in the subject. Conversation skills. Conversation is defined as an informal talk involving a small group of people or only two on a particular subject or selected topics. The aim of this skill is to help you to become a good conversationalist. Conversation should be like a tennis match, each person having his turn to give and receive. The true art of conversation is talking and listening. Good conversation requires delicacy and tact, give and take. Allow your conversation partner to speak. Respect the other person's point of view. Concentrate on the conversation. Find out what your listener wants. Definite terminology so there is less chance of misunderstanding. Speaker and listener should maintain cordial and friendly atmosphere. Clarify each other any misunderstandings and solve the problems by accepting the solutions. To sum up the module, as we had seen, effective communication is a must, which will surely increase relationship, whether it be in the family, whether it be in the workplace, whether it be among your friends. Effective communication can lead to better relationship. And in order to be a good and efficient communicator, we need to be a good listener. We need to be a good reader. We need to be a good speaker. And when we have all these things together, we will be able to become a good communicator. And when you become a good communicator, you will surely be a leader in the society. You will be able to manage situations and you will be able to do things well. So, try to be an efficient and effective communicator so that you will become really good and efficient in your studies as well as in your work. Thank you.